Alright folk, welcome back to another episode of my Byzantium playthrough. We're really getting along there in terms of the date, and with our subjects combined here guys, our sphere of influence is actually worldwide, which is pretty cool. We're getting really close to, in fact I could take it now for -5, the Imperialism CB, which is going to allow us to do exactly that, like imperialize, for example, Mali, and spread ourselves to different theaters, giving what happened in the previous episode is we're capped out on our admin and not spending it efficiently, and hoping that's going to be a thing of the past here. A lot of our truces, like with Clemson and the Mamluks, are coming up here shortly, and yeah, hoping that that is going to be a thing of the past. Now, it has occurred to me that one thing I'm actually going to do is I think we're going to have a lack, because I don't intend to integrate Ming, a lack of things to Diplo annex, and rather than thinking strictly about one faith, like who can I annex and flip, culture convert, that kind of thing, we actually have 2 Diplo slots already, and we're going to lose Scandinavia at any time. So I'm actually thinking, why not Diplo vassalize these 2 Orthodox guys here, expanding via diplomacy. I don't see anything wrong with that, and I'm going to go ahead and chuck down a diplomat into Sweden. In fact, pull it back from Ethiopia and chuck it into Ravensburg, whatever their name is. With that being said, guys, we're involved in a war with the Spanish, and my plan, of course, is to annex all of the Iberian Peninsula, where we will then have all of the land required to form Rome. But I'm also trying to vassalize him. He is, if not the #1, he's one of the most influential nations in the New World. And if we vassalize him, then we should, in theory, indirectly own his colonies, which is pretty cool. Now, we're at war, so I saw this war. Excuse me. I saw this war as an opportunity here. So why don't we do this? In the meantime, our truce has come up. And, oh, we're not coring up these provinces, but that's okay. We're not massively overextended because he shares a core. That's fine. Just expand a little bit, as I think this war with Spain could drag on for some time. Especially because I don't seem to have a designated force to deal with these rebels. But it is what it is. Really looking forward to adding this once we've converted it all to the Trade League. And we might find that we've got a merchant out there. Currently our Trade League consists of 1 single province. Bohemia's not even further ahead of us in tech, so I'm going to pull back my spy network and just let it decay. I more value that diplomat right now. Cool, we've got Florida on Cuba, and he's going to actually occupy those provinces, meaning that we do not have to do that. Because we're in this one for the long run against the Spanish. Oh, I actually completely forgot about my troops down here. I should be, yep, let's just walk down, kind of carpet siege all of Brazil, and then move on. Unfortunately, guys, our little French-ish France itself, or client states, are just getting stomped all over the place, and it's making the CB that we have a bit of a liability. We've just lost battles after battles after battles after battles, which is irritating. It is what it is, but it just means that we're not going to get any war score from our ticking war score. There's no doubt about that, and for that reason, I'm really thinking about the long run. After taking that admin efficiency, it actually reduces the war score cost, right? And where's this guy's capital? Oh, cool, we got his capital, so I could just piece him out now. I might do that fairly soon, as he's involved in another war. The war score cost of Spain, vassalizing him and taking Iberia, is worth 80% now. And that's certainly cheaper And with low enthusiasm, I think we could get out with like 60% war score. But yeah, it's going to take some time to discontent zone. F you, Russia! Have some respect! We still get war score, right? If we do manage to catch some of his troops, at least last time I checked. Which is good. And we're just doing slow and steady wins the race. It's going to be a big payoff winning this war. Now, our Diplo is actually really high. Like, I don't feel like we need we need it, the Imperialism CB, right now. So I'm going to go ahead and develop Alexandria. This is going to give us a lot of cash. Spend some money doing that. But honestly, guys, I'm not actually going to be doing that much developing. What I'd prefer to do with my Diplo here as we go into the future is just, it's my personal preference for the funsies. I like to cultural convert. Like, I think cultural converting, especially in non-stated lands, it is not very good. Like, if you're stable, right? Like, we're very stable. It's a different story if you're not stable and you need the better acceptance. But I don't think it's very good overall. But it certainly is cool. Lol. If you know what I'm saying. I think it's cool. This province is a bit of a liability, but I think... I mean, our truce is up with Yemen. Yemen's the same tick as us. We've got effectively 2 stacks here. Yeah. I'm going to take all of this. Even though it's a little bit of a liability, the way that it's, they're kind of colonies. But then let's go in against Yemen and unify that a little bit at a later date. God dang it. I don't have access here. Oh, feels bad, man. I think perhaps if we go back to war, we'll be able to get military access. Okay, let's go to this island chain out here, which is a decently high development and will give us some war score. Hejaz better be walking down here. I think he is, right? Seems that way to me. That's irritating. What I am going to do, though, is fill up my Diplo slots by guaranteeing these nations to hopefully prevent anybody from weakening them. I hope France just, like... sieges up Brazil, because I want to move on for other forts. I think it's going to be smarter rather than to carpet siege to go for other forts. That's just my opinion. You know what occurred to me? This is so irritating, the fact that we can't move here. I should build a navy on this side, but it's like a dedicated navy on this side, because we could do with another navy in general. We got a lot of money and our sailors doing fine, but it should be on this side. I feel like I don't really have the ports to do it with the template, which is kind of upsetting. But let's kind of give it a go. So we'll begin with some transports, like that. No idea where he's retreating to. He might be going down to one of the other colonies. But I think... Well, the thing is, though, Brazil can just re-siege this fort level 1 so easily. Which is a bit frustrating. Either way, like I said, I reckon we're going to need about 70% war score. This is definitely a war score that we can obtain again. It's just a matter of having the troops to do it. maybe the stack here I should just bring back over to Iberia. Interesting. He's got the court and country disaster. Let's go ahead and start another war on behalf of Ming. We're only involved in one war right now. So let's do this one. Let's make a Jinan reconquest the war goal. And then same old, let's get Wu out. Shouldn't be too hard, and then just smash this guy. There's a nice amount of reconquest there. If we go for a white piece with Wu, our truce should be fairly short. And at that stage, his diplomacy is pretty weak. So we'll just wait for it to finish our truce, and then take the rest of our core from Wu. And then our next wars over in Asia will be imperialism wars, where we just hand the provinces over to Ming afterwards. Yeah, let's guarantee Ravensburg, so that nobody gets a smart idea and weakens them. He did expand. A little Orthodox guys in the Empire have expanded, guys. Ravensburg, I guess Switzerland. I think he was like a one province minor when we enforced religion on him, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he has not expanded. Whoa, we seem to have taken some casualties or something when we boarded there. I think that was a full stack, but as long as we're winning. Is this worth anything? Yeah, it is. Sweet. It's good. Siege up the islands and then move on. Uh-oh. No, please win. Oh, dude. Thank goodness. Wow, it's really hard to have discipline in that regard, you know? Like, I have no idea where the actual Spanish troops are. And I'm doing so much all over the world, and it's just like, oops, you walked into them. Jeez, man. Give me a break. I haven't guaranteed him still. Let's do that. Yep. We should go for his capital city, which should be sieged down really quickly if we are lucky. And I definitely am going to be declaring war on Yemen here in a moment. Taking over Arabia. So France is losing us battles. Back up to Brazil we go. Let's take army professionalism from events, as we don't ever seem to be gaining army professionalism from anything else. That was a big stack, dude, a big Spanish stack. It was, you know, ours was not completely reinforced, but he basically was as strong, if not stronger than us. Like, we barely defeated him. Okay. Actually, what about these Asians? So Jin is dramatically behind us. That's good. And with our disciplined advisor and the discipline from being Orthodox, we should be pretty strong. I would really like to finish our quality ideas, but it's probably smarter to just try to catch up in tech. Either way, we're focusing our military, because we've only got that one military in our bloody power projection just below, fell below 50. That's not good. It's quite upsetting. This rebel faction appears to have just wandered off. Nice, we've got access here though. I'm just wondering if our little friend there would help sort that out. Let's lose a whole bunch of manpower. Damn, that was a lot of manpower we just lost. Hey! We were getting some show superiority. It looks like we are pulling it in our direction, right? And we should win this battle, I suggest. I'm going to siege back Ming's capital because I'd prefer if he didn't have that kind of war exhaustion. Try to avoid that. No. Bloody roller general, and he's not even very good. That feels bad. Uh-oh, our war score has reduced, it looks like, from the Spanish, but our show superiority is increasing, which is good. I thought it was kind of beyond the point of no return. Perhaps here we can catch them out and get that show superiority. Yes, please. Ticking war score is big, you know. It's totally worth 25. But just gaining even that little bit each month is going to make a big difference. I'm going to stand here because this rebel faction perhaps will walk back to us. Rebels fighting rebels here. I was hoping the French would do it. This big-ass French stack, dude. He goes on and off between just being full brotard, it seems like. I'm going to try to make that his objective and see if we turn him onto siege. Make that his objective and see if he actually walks over. That would be cool. Give these occupations to Ming, obviously. And let's see about... Dude, I should be focused on Brazil. Yeah, don't you get away from me. Let's force march, as painful as it is. We can catch some here and see how much we can catch. Like, I know he's got another stack like here, which I let slip. Maybe we can catch him if we're lucky. Yep. Catching something. Yep. Call them. So, let us see. Hey, it looks like we got the show superiority, lads. That's awesome. With our 40 war score, if we continue at this rate, it should not take too long. I hope. Seem to have scared him off here. So Ming, or Wu rather, I always confuse these two because I'm so used to fighting Ming out here in Asia. He still doesn't want to give up, eh? The bloody guy. Let's just go get one more of his forts, I guess. Go back for Ming's capital to help out his war exhaustion. And, oh, this general got infantry combat ability. That's pretty good. Pretty real good. Ravensburg wants a royal marriage. That's fine. Let's do that. How's our absolutism? We're over the cap. That's also good. And France is just being a full brotard. Thanks, France. Thanks. Well, with that in mind, why don't we, considering we've got the occupation here, we can quickly go stomp on these guys to prevent this from happening. But I'm going to go back to Iberia, deal with those rebels, get that war score from those forts, and who knows, by that time we might be able to peace out. Just looking for the shortest truce time possible here against Ming with that white piece. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, man. It's been like over 100 years where Russia is just guaranteeing Lithuania and Poland. And it... Oh, wow. Poland PU'd Sweden. At one stage, Lithuania was just pure food for Russia. His lands, look at this, are still orthodox and fully accepted culture for Russia. I mean, the AI is so dumb sometimes. Like, why would you just not take... And it's in the Kievanian trading region. Like, as if Russia doesn't want Kiev, right? Like, this is divided, like, halfway. It could be almost entirely pulling into Novgorod. Stupid guy. I mean, he is expanding into Asia big time, which is good.
But it's just like, why would he not take that free clay, dude? I just don't get it. I really tried to prep him to be able to do that. But soon, we're essentially going to have to do it, and he's going to be guaranteeing them, which is pretty awkward. For me, it feels pretty awkward, because we're dragging on, you know, nearer and nearer to is the end of the game. Nice, so our transport's finished. Let's do the same thing again. Wait, why is it red though? We have the money, right? We have the sailors. I guess is it because we're at war? I don't know exactly why it's red there. Like suggesting that we don't do that. Hello rebels, my old friend. Yeah, so I think if we swing back to the Iberian Peninsula, hopefully take these two forts, which are both high development. By that time, with our ticking war score, assuming that we don't lose it, which we may very well do, come to think of things, then it will be peacetime with the Spanish. And in order to form Rome, well, we will have locked down the Iberian region. So I think at this stage let's focus on like the Holy Land. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we just need that. So we have, of course, the Balkans, which are required. We have Italy. We will have Iberia, Anatolia, soon the Holy Land. So we just need France for regions. We've got Fez, Tunis, Cairo, Vienna. So we need Zealand, London, and Yorkshire. And the little Holy Land area out there in the French region. Cool. Definitely getting close. I remember somebody talking about, man, the Roman Empire tag is really good to rush the Holy Roman, the Roman Empire tag rather, because of its reduced coring cost. And it's like, damn, you know, I mean, you're not wrong, but I remember thinking, like, I mean, it's pretty hard to rush, like, all of Europe. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you pretty much be doing pretty well, regardless of, like, the ideas or not. If you're... I just thought it was a strange... Like, I heard people saying that term, use of words. Because it's like... Listen, if you rush all of Europe, right, and it's early and you own all of Europe, then you're going to be able to conquer the world regardless of the bloody coring cost. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm misunderstanding and they more mean like if you can form Rome, then you're going to get that boon, you know, towards the end of the game. That's like how I think about it. And that boon is massive. But it's like... Needless to say, if you rush forming the Roman Empire, you're going to be pretty strong, I'm just saying. Okay, are we traveling over? Did I already... I don't think I clicked it, did I? Where did we go? God dang it. Let's find our navy here. Yes, we are traveling over. Okay, I didn't remember clicking on Lisbon. So we're on the way. Ooh. Our truce is up here with this guy. So do I value going into here more than the Mamluks? These bloody guys are allied. Hey! That guy's scaring me. Religious dudes on our lands. Leave me alone. He's just fighting him. I feel like going into Malwa is nicer than going into the Mamluks, but I really want to unite, you know, Egypt. Maybe separate piecing Malwa for Diplo points is the play. We don't do that all that often, but we actually have a lot of Diplo points now. Like 50 years ago, we were pretty desperate for them. I think that's the play. Yep. Let's bloody declare this war. So all of a sudden we got a lot to do, but let's focus on getting Malwa out. I assume that 40k is enough to do that. And I know we got these rebels progressing up there, but I'm not too... It's kind of like whatever. It's just one rebel stack. If one of our stacks is nearby, we will deal with them at some point. Coalition builds. That is surprising, in a way. Okay, I'm going to transfer trade from these guys. Building up those relations so when we're finally at peace, hopefully I can just hit that Diplo-Vassalize button. Yeah, so he appears to have like 24k here. Oh, I think some of his forts were not being garrisoned. Kind of missed that opportunity a bit. Damn it. I need guys who are accepted religions. None of these are accepted. What a joke. Let's roll somebody who is. Just get that guy. Missionary strength improved even more, so we're a complete converting beast, I would suggest. This coalition, I really suggest that it will diminish when we're at peace. Like, there's no way that people will be brave enough, be man enough to unite against us. We are so strong. It's just that we're bogged down in so many wars. They think that we are vulnerable. So these rebels were accepted, I guess, and then now they flipped back. Hey, France is actually moving now. What the hell? Like, after I make the effort to come all the way over here, he's just like, yep. What's up? We're here too. We're doing something. We're definitely not just twiddling our thumbs. I gotta remember that Jin has really low tech, so we can just absolutely brutalize him. We've got a little bit of overkill, I would suggest, with our 2 stacks out there, but that's okay. I think if we can just take... Wait, we're not maxed relations with these guys, are we? Why are you so mad? Oh, do we have Swiss provinces? No, we don't. Phew. Didn't consider that for a second. Like, that begins Swiss core, I think. I was like, uh-oh. Ally. We ally them in order to vassalize them, and that will give us good relations. What am I worried about? Okay, we've still got the ticking war score for now. That's real good. These occupations they're making up there are just like worth nothing. So I'm not too worried about it at all. Now, how much overextension is this giving us? Because that's something we have to manage. 56. Okay, definitely prioritize this region. Yeah, so this costs us a lot of Diplo points, but unite that there. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, not too worried about doing that. So the plan would be to take like something like this, peace out the Spanish, that's one set of overextension, and then we'll prolong the war here, massively overextend into the Mamluks, like take a gigantic cleave of land out of them, and then be at peace, vassalize people, straight back to war. But in the meantime, we can continue feeding subjects like this. But I think, yeah, because of our 4-year truce with Wu, that's not really that significant, the fact that we can feed subjects. Well, actually, come to think of things, we could do Ethiopia into Yemen. Yep, that's all we can fight. We're in this region as well, so that's what we can do while we're waiting. Cool. Alrighty, how much core does he have? It's a bit awkward how he doesn't have. I can tell if my Diplo goes up that I missed I clicked on a non-core province. So it's something like that. I think that's it. Yeah. That's everything. Gonna have to go 87 war score there, which will take some time. But it is what it is. Speaking of time, Malwa has bloody decent forts, the bloody guy. Now these rebels are actually crippling the Spanish enthusiasm even more. So, as long as they don't actually own the occupation, he's going to help us, because the occupation's worth war score of these forts. He's going to help us out. Uh-oh. Let's try not to walk into the mountains here and fight the Spanish. Yeah, that's a bad idea, to siege that province. God dang it, dude. Let's just walk back. A lot of our diplomats are freed up here all of a sudden. Ethiopia. Try to max our relations with him once again. And how's our Liberty Desire doing with Ming? Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. He's going to be not after this war, but soon, after our next war in a few years, he's going to be up to his maximum capacity in terms of core. So we can give ourselves a big pat on the back in that regard. And then, yeah, really decide. I mean, obviously, I'll give him... Maybe Russia will tread on our toes a bit, but I'll give him as much of the Chinese culture as I can. That's a good start via imperialism. Hey, look at that. We're at 63 war score. So I suggest that he'll accept peace. Sweet. Just quickly double check. We've got all of Iberia and vassal. I mean, that's all we need. So let's take as much money as we can. Oh, I'm sure he's going to be in massive amounts of debt anyway, because he's so poor. But in theory, now that we've done that, Brazil should be, his overlord is Spain, and Spain is his overlord, which means that once we integrate Spain, we inherit these colonial nations, and those colonial nations cannot, the only thing they can do is declare on him, and then they're at war with us. So the idea is that we try to get our relations up as soon as possible. Basically max our relations with him, and hopefully, I don't know if we will be at 190 relations in the 10-year period, but that's all it takes is 10 years before we can integrate Spain and then inherit all of his influence in the New World. Cool. So where did his capital go? South Africa as well. Well, he's really weak, I think, but that's cool. Once we integrate him, our sphere of influence is going to be, you know, global for reals. That's really cool. Not at all worried about that Liberty Desire, but I should put a diplomat there once we have the time. Improve relations with him. We're at 0 war exhaustion. This is too good to be true, dude. I love it. I saw a good trade, I thought. No, just imagining things. I thought my ruler and heir got a good trait. Lost cleansing the heresy, blah, 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 blah. So, let's have a look at this really quick. Form the Roman Empire. We have Italy. We do not have France. We... do not have Iberia? Huh? It doesn't say core, does it? Oh, you know what? I think it's that province. Yeah, these two provinces. That's okay. We do have those. We're just waiting on integrating France. Okay. Phew. Made me nervous a bit there. So we have Italy. We have very close to having France. We just need like this. We have Iberia. We have Balkans. We have Anatolia. We're very close to having the Holy Land, and then we just need Zealand, Yorkshire, and London. Sweet. So we're close to having literally everything. Feels pretty good. And, oh, yes, we're over our relation slots. Got a little bit overzealous there because, of course, the Spanish are a relation. I guess we're just going to be over our relation slots until we integrate France. Oopsie daisies. But we're about to take Imperialism CB, and we're never really going to need to spend Diplo points on wars ever again, and we're doing fine on Diplo points, so not too worried about that. But the Spanish, I'm looking forward to enforcing religion on him. He actually has religious ideas, hilariously. So he'll convert up whatever he has in South Africa, etc. I'm going to give him even more prestige because we're about to peace out of multiple wars, and we're rolling in the prestige. We just make prestige all day, every day. Yeah, so we won over our relations. Do we actually have a relation we can cut? Spain, Ethiopia, Ming, Ravensburg, Switzerland, France, and Scandinavia. Yep, we do. Scandinavia is destined to be our enemy right now because he's allied with the Emperor Pomerania, and I do actually want to go in against the Empire nations like Brabant and take the French region. Also Burgundy, which is going to make us fight the British. Kind of irritating, but whatever. So let's break our alliance with him. Okay, there we go. He broke it with us. Real nice. And with that, I think that's going to constitute an episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Pretty self-explanatory what's... I keep burping. Pretty self-explanatory what's going on. Next episode, gonna go ahead and annex this guy. And we're waiting at that point for our core to progress. Annex a big chunk of land from the Mamelukes. And as we wait, we can... you know, feed Ethiopia finally what he has into Yemen. Yeah, I'm looking forward to, you know what, we should influence Spain, trying to appease Spain, enforce religion on him, and integrate him ASAP. That would be really cool. In the meantime, he's probably going to be colonizing around him. If we pay off his loans... Apparently he doesn't have any loans. I guess he is rich, right? Although... yeah, he has Liberty Desire right now, I suspect. But up until this point, he hasn't had Liberty Desire, and they're just, you know, throwing money hand over fist at him, these colonial nations, I suggest. But yeah, so feeding Ming, and I'll truce up here in 4 years, and then we're going to feed Ming into Wu again. Very, very cool. Enjoying myself. Trying to... it's going to be my goal, of course, like I've said many times, to get the rest of the French region and this area of anything French from England, as well as his little British Isle, and this area as well, so that we can form Rome as soon as we've integrated France. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.